Hello, I'm John, and this is Curiosities of Nature and History. We're here in Adams County, Ohio. The road winds through rolling hills and dense forest, and then suddenly, you're here, and then you see it. This massive, winding figure carved into the earth. A serpent stretching over 1,300 feet long.
What if this ancient earthwork wasn't just a mound, but a message? A message from the stars, from the ancestors, or maybe from a civilization we've yet to understand. Today we're standing on one of the most mysterious places in North America, the Serpent Mound.
Serpent Mound is the largest effigy mound in the world. That means it's shaped like something, an animal or a symbol, in this case a snake.
Its head points towards the sunset during the summer solstice. Its coils may align with lunar events, and it's built on top of a meteor crater. Some say it was a ceremonial site. Others believe it was a calendar, and some think it's a message from a lost civilization.
So yeah, it's not just a pile of dirt, it's a cosmic mystery. So who built it? That's where things get complicated.
The Adena culture lived here around 300 BCE. Charcoal found near the mound matches their timeline, but radiocarbon dating also points to the Fort Ancient culture, around 1100 CE. They were known for effigy mounds. Some archaeologists think the Adena people started it, and the Fort Ancient people rebuilt and reused it.
The Adena weren't a single tribe or empire. Think of them more like a cultural family, spread across southern Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, and beyond. From around 500 BCE to 100 CE, they built ceremonial landscapes that still whisper through the soil today. These earthen mounds, some stretching over 300 feet wide, weren't just piles of dirt. They were sacred spaces. The Adena built mortuary structures, held ceremonies, and then covered them with earth to honor their dead. It's a practice that speaks to a deep reverence for ancestry and ritual. And they weren't isolated. The Adena traded far and wide. Copper from the Great Lakes, mica from the Appalachians, and seashells from distant coasts. These items weren't just decorative, they were symbolic, woven into the spiritual and social fabric of their lives. Day to day, Adena communities lived in circular homes with conical roofs, simple, sturdy, and suited to the seasons. They hunted deer and elk with atlatls, and cultivated native plants like sunflower and goosefoot. It was a life of balance between nature, spirit, and community. Their legacy did not end with them. The Adena laid the groundwork for the Hopewell tradition, which expanded their ceremonial practices and mound building into even more elaborate forms. In many ways, the Adena were the architects of a cultural movement that shaped eastern North America. So next time you pass a quiet hill in Ohio or Kentucky, take a second look. It might be more than just a bump in the landscape. It could be a monument, to a people whose story still echoes through time. In recent years, though, many archaeologists believe Serpent Mound was the work of the Fort Ancient culture. They lived here from around 1000 to 1750 CE, long after the Adena and Hopewell mound builders. They weren't a single tribe, but a network of farming communities spread across Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, and West Virginia. They were skilled agriculturalists, growing maize, beans, squash, and sunflowers. Their villages often formed circles around central plazas, burials, and storage areas radiating outward. It was a design that reflected both practicality and community. Unlike their predecessors, the Fort Ancient didn't build massive burial mounds, but they did leave behind ceremonial effigy mounds, like the serpent and alligator mounds. These weren't tombs. They were symbols, possibly celestial markers, possibly spiritual guardians. Radiocarbon dating places the Serpent's Mound construction around 1070 CE, right in the heart of the Fort Ancient era. Its head aligns with the summer solstice sunset, and its coils may mark lunar phases. It's a cosmic calendar carved into the earth. Though they traded with Mississippian cultures and encountered early European settlers, the Fort Ancient people remain distinct. Their art, tools, and village life tell a story of resilience and reverence for the land. So when you walk the curves of the Serpent Mound, you're not just tracing ancient soil. You're stepping into the worldview of people who saw the earth as sacred, the sky as a guide, and the serpent as something far more than a myth.
Serpent Mound is the most iconic Indian mound in America. It is a National Historic Landmark and is on the United States tentative list of sites to be considered for nomination to the UNESCO World Heritage List.
Brad Lepper, who is a prominent archaeologist that is the curator of archaeology and manager of archaeology and natural history at the Ohio History Connection, expresses that Serpent Mound is thought to represent the Great Serpent, and which many indigenous American cultures say is the Lord of the Underworld. Also, it is thought by some Native American tribes like the First Nation of the Shawnee that the Great Serpent was a powerful spirit that could be called upon for the power to cure illness or to be successful in hunting animals. Serpent Mound consists of 3 distinct parts: the serpent itself, a large oval earthwork, and a wishbone-shaped mound. The oval has various interpretations, as an egg in the serpent's jaws, it could be the serpent's eye, or the serpent's gaping maw. Archaeologists still continue to debate this today. This effigy mound was originally surveyed by Frederick W. Putnam of Harvard University's Peabody Museum. He studied this site between 1887 and 1889, excavating parts of the Serpent Mound, 3 nearby burial mounds, and a village site. He was also part of the preservation of Serpent Mound, influencing a colleague to raise money for the purchase, so that future generations could study and experience this effigy mound's grandeur. On Frederick's first visit to Serpent Mound, he said, I quote, "The most singular sensation came over me. There seemed to come to me a picture of a distant time, of a people with strange customs, and with it came the demand for interpretation of this mystery. The unknown must become known." Frederick described this area as 2 overlapping village sites. Here he found sites of dwellings, hearths, stone tools, animal bones, broken pottery, and thousands of chips of flint. The artifacts found near the surface belong to the Fort Ancient culture, dating to around 1100 CE. Artifacts from deeper layers belong to the Adena culture, dating to around 300 BCE. Frederick said it's possible that 1 or both of these sites were not ordinary villages, but may have been the places where people stayed only while they took part in community events or ceremonies focused on the mounds.
And then there's the fringe theories. Graham Hancock, ancient apocalypse, lost civilizations.
The Ohio History Connection isn't buying it. They've denied filming access to Graham's team, saying it undermines Indigenous history.
And that's important because whoever built this, Adena, Fort Ancient, or someone else, they were brilliant. They understood astronomy, geometry, and symbolism in ways we're still trying to decode.
The Columbus Wire and Ironworks Company built the Serpent Mound Observation Tower in 1908. It's made of 3 tons of steel, costing $500 to build and install. Today, it would cost more than $250,000. It's a relic and needs some love. The observation tower is closed for repairs, but the trail gives you a great view of the Serpent's curves. And if you come during the summer solstice, the site stays open late. You can watch the sun set right at the Serpent's head. Speaking of head, the bathrooms were closed during our visit, but they did have porta potties set up at the end of the parking lot. Inside the museum, you'll find artifacts, maps, and stories from mound building cultures. There's a gift shop with books, arts, and serpent-themed souvenirs. Mandy may have bought 3 things. I think I'm going to grab a couple things too. Standing here, you feel something. A connection. A question. Maybe even a calling. This isn't just a roadside attraction. It's a reminder that history isn't always written in books. It could also be carved into the land. Whether it's a calendar, a ceremony, or something we haven't imagined yet, Serpent Mound invites us to wonder and to respect the cultures that came before us. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Like, subscribe, and let us know, who do you think built the Serpent Mound? I'm John. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.